Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope everyone is doing well. We're going to give you guys a few minutes to jump on in the chat room. We are streaming live on Instagram as well. I'm hoping I'm going to know if people are on Instagram anytime soon, which right now it doesn't appear to be.
It looks fantastic.
It just looks great on Instagram. Let us know if you're streaming live. If not, I'm going to switch over to my cell phone.
What is happening there?
I have no idea. I've never seen the screen on Instagram before, but apparently I am not meant to go live on Instagram at the moment. So, how are you?
They love us.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, I'm just fucking peachy.
Ooh.
Fucking peachy.
Peachy's good. Fucking Peachy's. Yeah, we're
So just
talking.
keep an eye
That's
on the clock.
Peachy on steroids.
So I'm not sure what's going on, so we are.
Come on, Instagram.
Okay. Oh, look at. I didn't even need to do anything because they just basically
Oh, they
just.
got rid of you.
Yeah.
Try it again. One more time.
Just for fun?
Yeah.
Let's go this way and see.
For Matrix.
Oh.
Now we're live.
Oh.
Fantastic.
Wow. Hi, Instagram.
Wow. Amazing.
Hello, YouTube, Facebook. Hello. All right. So, welcome to season 3, episode 2, called Tethered Souls. We're giving you guys a few minutes to jump on in the chat room. Hello, Instagram. Hello, YouTube and Facebook. We are not streaming live on TikTok this evening for multiple reasons, but for right now, you're here with us and we love you all. So, shall we get started?
Here we go.
Let's start. Because we are actually experiencing, especially moi, this tethering experience of other energies, we'll call it for now until we get further in.
For
but
sure.
How are you?
Well, I am well. How are you?
I'm pretending.
Fucking Peachy.
I'm peachy. So we just had a heated discussion prior to coming live.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Based on the last several days, weeks, months, whatever you want to call it. I stopped counting after month 3, I think, of how much crap comes in and out of the space every day and sucks me dry. And energy vampires are everywhere, which creates a space for me to what I call bring my dragon.
Nice and crispy.
Very nice and crispy.
Uh-huh.
If you're missing the sound effects, it's because you have to watch us live on Facebook and YouTube. All right. Hello, everybody in the chat room. All right. So where do you want to begin? This is a good topic, I think, especially with what's happening right now. I do know a lot of people call me with these questions in their readings, but these tethered souls, I'm tethered.
This is Tethered Anonymous. Hi,
I
Tethered.
feel it's Tethered Anonymous.
You're safe here.
I am safe.
Mm-hmm.
I am safe.
Mm-hmm.
There is I don't know how to say this without just saying it for me. You have to have a strong ass fucking backbone.
I have to have a strong ass fucking backbone.
I'm speaking to them.
I know.
You have to have a strong ass fucking backbone when it comes to setting boundaries on yourself and receiving the backlash from those who you have given your energy to so strongly for so long. And when you take away that lifeline and you take away that energy that they have sucked you dry with, you really need to have a strong backbone to withstand the consequences playing out as that energy begins to dissipate, not only through you, but out of you and out of your space altogether. When you get to a point in your life where you decide no more, that backbone better be in place with a very strong, upright position of your stance saying, I will not be sucked back in to this energy. So yes, I am saying you because I've had to learn this many, many times. Mm-hmm. But more importantly, I've had to actually endure it in a 5D timeline, which I didn't understand how that worked because 3D doesn't come to 5D, right?
But you do have fourth dimensional distortion.
But there is distortions playing out, which I call the tethered souls. And you don't always recognize these tethers until you go through some massive self-mastery, massive self-love, and massive self-care. So,
well, I mean, self-love and self-care, though, can be saying no. That could be as simple as saying no to what you don't want and stop volunteering to kneel in service to other people instead of standing in one's own sovereignty. I mean, this is what we've been talking about within the Tribe of Eden, in the Vimeo on-demand courses and stuff that we've been talking about with the bonus videos. Is sovereignty is the most sacred thing that a soul can have in order to actually express the memory of individuality as consciousness. Without sovereignty, there is conformity. And then there is a mixing and a meshing of all of this, it's for the greater good of everyone else that you should be doing this or doing that, or you should be doing this because it affects other people if you don't. All of this comes down to this tethering, this leveraging of souls, meaning leveraging their free will. Whether it comes down to a financial tethering. A lot of people, a lot of souls are going through this right now of having to untether themselves from misaligned relationships that are only there to leverage them financially through money. And it might seem okay. It might seem that that's fine. However, when that person goes to express themselves and does something that the other person has them tethered to that they don't want, immediately they can use that financial tethering to get them to do what they do want. This can be any kind of, relationship. The communication of the relationship is dependent upon this leverage. It could be a secret. People that have shame and guilt and third dimensional things that have been expressed and have happened and have kept things a secret. There can be others that know that secret and then leverage blackmail against that person. There is this tethering. There is financial possessions. There are possessions of tethering. There are, areas where the soul is distracted through possessions. All of these things can tether the soul into a third dimensional experience, into a third dimensional entrapment on the fourth dimensional frequency. Meaning they're right here in the beginning. The tether is that fourth dimensional frequency. The fourth dimension is where all of those things must come to the surface. It's that final push into the fifth. It's where nothing in 3D.
But it's also things that you thought you cleared your space with that never truly cleared.
And how do you know that? How can you be aware that that's what's happening?
Because they're showing up in your space in a 5D space, and it's slapping you right in the fucking face, and you can't get away from it.
So it's a mirror.
So it's a mirror. But it's also this tethering that you may have suppressed and not actually cleared. There's a difference between clearing the energies and making a stance that it's not carried with you in the future, as opposed to clearing it and pushing it down and suppressing it, hoping it goes away, and then it shows back up.
Or pushing the mirror away, running away, telling it to get out of there, and not seeing the vibrational match that is attracting it from one's own self, which is the actual attraction factor for the tethering. You know, we hear a lot of people saying, I got to cut cords. I got to cut cords.
Instagram, if you can hear us still and we're still live, please put an emoji very quickly. Let me know. It's
a 50-50 with the cord. It's half your cord, half their cord. So when someone says, oh, the person's got the cords, they got their tendrils in me, they got me. Well, 50% of that is the attraction to that energy in one space.
Yep.
These tethering, this tethering of souls is how this has been used on a geopolitical, system on this play net.
And we're not just talking about society's tethering. We're talking about your own immediate space.
Souls are tethered.
Family, with friends, with children, with spouses, partners, whatever word you want to use, coworkers. There's times when you can be tethered and not even realize you've been tethered. And the only way you find out is once you say no and you remove yourself and you say, wait a minute, listen, I'm fucking done. Like, stop contacting me or stop bothering me, or no, I'm not doing that. No, that doesn't work for my schedule. No. If you don't clear the energy to make it known that in your new timeline, this energy does not exist, it will creep back up. Moving into the 5D, I'm speaking. Mm-hmm. It will creep up. 3D cannot come to 5D.
So the only way that you can have this experience in 5D is through the tethering of the 4th D from oneself of old 3D patterns still coming up.
But I'm feeling like it's coming to the surface now because the derooting aspect of the energy timelines that we have read in the predictions for many, many months is now. I think when we talked about the derooting and the uprooting, all this black tar and all these things, I know it was not only for the collective, it was for us as individuals as well. We are in the final stages of the ascension, and it is do or die at this point.
How are you supposed to ascend if you're carrying still dense stuff? You're not light enough. You're not light enough to keep ascending. These things that are coming from the surface are coming to claim everything that's 3D.
Run to Home Depot, call on Amazon, and get yourself a nice cord cutter. Seriously, cut that fucking cord. Grab a vintage scissors or something.
Cut your own cord and cut the root, deroot where the cord branches off of.
But these people are tethered because they cannot withstand living without my energy.
Right.
Because I gave it to them for so long.
Right. So that's another thing. What she's talking about is all of these energies that are tethering a soul. They present themselves and project themselves as being in control of your energy, as being in control of and manipulating your free will decisions. Mm-hmm. What they don't want you to know is that when you cut that cord, when you deroot them and tell them, no, I'm not doing that. I'm setting my own boundaries and they say, well, then this is going to happen.
Yeah,
then
they
I'll
like
tell
to
this
scare
secret.
you.
Then I'll take this from you. Then I'm going to punish you.
Yeah.
What they don't
I'm gonna
understand,
expose you. Okay.
what they don't want you to understand, or they don't want you to realize, is they need you, because they're not going to do that work. They've been using your energy to do their own things instead of doing their own work.
Yep.
So when they let you go, or they punish you in some way for you making a sovereign free will choice, they are the ones who lose, because you realize they need you more than you ever needed them.
So how do you beat the system? Speak your inner truth. Speak your inner truth. You owe nobody an explanation. You don't owe anyone disclosure except yourself. However, when you seek to have disclosure for yourself and you speak your inner truth, whether it's to someone else you have hurt or pained, or whether it's out to your galactic council or to yourself in the mirror, the fact that you're even speaking the inner truth and asking for your own forgiveness or your own releasing or your own divine intervention, that is the key to breaking free from these tethers. It is the number one way to cut the cord. I have said this before and I'll say it again. I had a shit fucking childhood. I don't have anything to hide. I did not have a pretty childhood. I was not great in my past at all. I've already apologized 100 times over. But the decisions I make in this 5D timeline for myself by not caring and not attaching to these 3D anchors anymore is a sovereign choice. And if those 3D anchors and tethers do not like it, they can kindly go fuck off. I am not here to carry you to 5D. I'm only here to carry myself. I'm not even here to actually carry my own children. We are not ownership of those souls. We are their vessels. I love my kids so much, but I can't guide my children if I cannot even stand sovereign within myself or guide myself or stand solid with self-love for myself. I am wasting my energy. So it comes down to personal choice at this point, because we are seeing this play out day in and day out. Granted, if this is resonating with you and you're feeling the ping and you're saying to yourself, fuck, I feel like this every day. Every day I try to wake up happy. I'm going to get so much done. I'm going to have all these things done. And you are pummeled like a God-blessed ping pong table with constant things being thrown at you, then that's probably a little bit of a hello. That there are still tethers in your space that you have to go really deep within to cut and deroot, however that plays out for you. I guess that's the best way to say it. So,
and there's a degree of judgment that one can put out to another. If I judge anyone, and I mean anyone, reptilians, the agenda, judge them in any capacity, I can have a vibrational match to see them as being my captors, see them as being my enemy, when I can subconsciously, unconsciously, and not even remember previous lives where I may have been guilty of those things as well. The best way to move forward is to move forward in forgiveness of yourself and others, and then do not allow someone to have dominion over you.
Yeah.
You forgive them, and then you say, no, stop. Moving forward past this point, I've forgiven you and everything else you're doing to me is karmically irresponsible because I stand in my sovereignty. So you're not seeing or needing them in your space anymore as a mirror. And that could be the divine intervention that's coming forward, is they're forcing you to do something or telling you to do something, saying, I have dominion over you. And you're saying, no, well, then I'll punish you.
Yep.
Go ahead.
There's the punishment. There's the backbone I was talking about. Have a strong backbone.
That punishment, though, is backfiring all of this back onto them when you stand in your sovereignty. Because that's when actual divine intervention can take place in your life. When you have said, I see this individual, this person, this government, this whoever in my space trying to take my sovereignty from me, trying to demand and command dominion over me. And you're saying, I forgive them for whatever reason they're in my space right now. Whatever they do from here on out is on them because I am sovereign. You're clearing anything and everything from the past, and you're establishing no need for that as a mirror into the future. And the divine intervention may be that they do punish you to some degree. Well, now they have no control over you because they've used up all their leverage. Now you're free. Okay, they did their worst and now you go do your own.
But they'll keep trying.
They may.
They're going to keep trying.
But it just keeps coming back on them. When something takes place and you look at that and go, oh, that's just the mirror. Moving forward, it's not going to hijack my vibration because I see it for what it is. Thank you. I appreciate you. I forgive you. Move on. Right? Now you're probably not going to say that to a boss or, the governor or something like that, but you're saying it energetically. When it comes to interpersonal communication relationships like friendships and, maybe a boss, and you can speak your truth to them in a way that says, no, I am not doing this, instead of just ghosting them or something, that creates a very powerful vibration in their space of you standing up to it. Then there's no need to have that mirror anymore in your life.
But it also has to do with saying no without the level of intent of revenge or harm or pain.
No is just sovereignty. You can do whatever you want.
Just saying no, but no rebuttal, no follow up with but if you do this back to me, I'm going to do this back to you. It has to be a solid no. And then a speaking into existence through your inner truth that I am not accepting this in my timeline or life anymore, period. There is no, if you contact me again, you're going to have this. If you're going to do this again, we're going to have this, because that creates the retethering.
Right.
It creates this space where, okay, so I'm going to wait for you to do something because they're going to.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to because they're in 3D and they're totally living this bubble and they have no respect for boundaries. That's why they keep overpowering everything and coming into your space.
But they can't have the bubble without your energy. That's how they're living it.
But
they're avoiding 5D.
So you can't do a reverse tether.
No.
It counterintuitive, I guess is the word.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it backfires completely. It's not my sovereign will to have dominion over someone else and try to take away or cut their cord. That's not on me.
Right.
I can only cut my own cords. I can only cut my own attraction. I can only change my own reflection in the mirror so I can take some insight into what's happening.
And we're bringing this up because I'm seeing it more and more in my readings. I mean, some readings are actually to the point of desperation. They're feeling like, what? I don't know what else I can do besides literally put up a 20-foot wall. I mean, it's only our natural human response, those with souls. When you get that caged feeling, you want to lash out, you want to retaliate. It's only normal because we're feeling caged. We're feeling energetically trapped, or you have these energy sucking vampires around you that are just feeding off of your happiness in order to drag you and bring you back down. So when I was saying earlier in the show, now more than ever, with the energy that's coming about, you have to have a strong ass backbone to withstand the energy that you're up against in this exact energetic cycle as we speak.
And what we mean by that is that having a strong backbone, when you're plummeted to the ground, your backbone's so strong that you get back up without allowing the pain and the vibration to lower your energy, to take hope away from you. And we've seen, I used to have multiple things in a day take place. The first thing hit me, it was like I had this little black cloud follow me around. And the first thing hit me and I was like, okay, I could get upset about this. I'm not going to let it lower my vibration. You would not believe the extent the matrix went to take my vibration down that day. And I was able to withstand it for 3 days of nonstop nonsense, absolute nonsense. But because I didn't give into the energy, it drained them instead of draining me and getting me to go, you fucking, it's all your fault. And this fucking matrix, this fucks me over. Everything that I could have put into them having dominion over me, I continued to just, oh, that really sucks. But I didn't say it in a way where I was like, got a vibration about it. Well, that fucking sucks. I'll go do this. And then that blew up.
But also, we're not telling people they can't release that energy by getting frustrated.
I'm not saying that.
Okay, I was going to say, because you can get frustrated.
Right. But this is at a point
hold on to the frustration.
where you've already cleared this.
Oh.
The tethering that occurs, being untethered from these things, is being untethered from the meaning of what's happening to oneself. This happened. That's a bad thing. I don't really care. Right? You've gotten to that point. I don't really care.
I'm to that point now.
The more that she doesn't care, meaning she's just, oh, okay, I'm going to go do this. Oh, that got sidetracked. Oh, that got hijacked. That got hijacked. At a certain point, they run out of steam because they're not getting the vibrational energy back. Have you ever been in an argument with someone and they're just getting your goat, right? They're just going, and then you just kind of back off and just go, okay, never mind. Or they do it again, and then you don't give them, they stop picking on you because they don't get the vibrational match that they want to make your life miserable. They have to stop picking on you because it's no longer fun for them. They don't get anything out of it because you're not feeding them in any way. So they go and find someone else.
If you have a psycho narcissist, that's not always true, because they can come at you harder because you're standing your boundary and saying no, and they don't like it because they can't feed off of you. So
to what point?
To the point where you actually translate that out of your timeline by, like I said, releasing it permanently from your timeline.
Which is a mirror. So that mirror is gone and no longer in my timeline, right?
Yeah.
There's a certain level
we have to go to commercial.
Clearing that, where if they can't bring you down, they give up. Because there's plenty of souls that they can go fuck with right now. Plenty.
So when we get back from the break, we're going to have more about tethered souls. And I'm going to tell you quickly how I was in a lockdown experience only 2 days ago. We'll be right back after the break. About tethered souls. If you missed the first half of the show and you are completely lost in this translation, please go back and watch the replay on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, as well as listening on Anchor FM and Spotify and multiple other podcast platforms. For now, we were talking about tethered souls and what it means and all these things. Before the commercial break, was saying about, we were talking about these mirrored things that keep popping up in our life. I just want to make clear as a follow-up, we are seeing this play out in a collective too. And the reason why we decided to do this show is because we're trying to teach how to quickly get out of this dome and pull ourselves to an energy space collectively by saying no as a 5D tribe. The more we hold the light, the more we hold the sovereignty with ourselves, as well as the energy in this kind of inside of a funnel we're in, the faster all of this energy will dissipate, because it's already dismantled. A lot of what's happening around us has already dismantled. And if anybody watched our predictions from June to now, everything we have given you has led you up till now. We have been preparing people in our predictions, which we will not put out on social media publicly. You have to be a member of the tribe because it's the only place we are not censored.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, we have prepared many people for what is playing out exactly this week. We stated through the galactic channeling that this week was going to be absolutely fucking insane. And what's playing out? Things are showing up in your space. Skeletons are coming out of the closet. We are seeing these tethered souls come back, narcissistic actions, 3D people are in your face. We're seeing it. We're seeing it. The final stage, because the 4D collapsed back in 2020. But that doesn't mean the energies aren't still filtering out. So you're getting these energies of awareness showing up in your space, not to fuck with you and not to make you negative, but because they need your energy to pull you back to survive in a 3D world. I'm not in a 3D world anymore. I don't want to be here in the 3D space. I'm going to the new Nova Earth. And I am only bringing 5D energy timelines that work within my timeline with me. There is no room for 3D because I'm tired of living it. I'm exhausted. I am exhausted from the negative, low vibratory beings that are sheep and cannot think for themselves.
Now, when we're talking about 3D, we're talking about duality consciousness.
Yeah.
That is what we are discussing, 3D.
Yeah.
Duality consciousness. It's us versus them, me versus you, separation, separation, separation. Fifth dimensional consciousness comes from a space of this is all just parts of me. Everywhere is a part of me. So we look at these different mirrors that we don't like. We're removing that projection reel, right? So everything that one has experienced of being in third dimensional duality consciousness, the fourth dimensional frequency that we reside in, bouncing back and forth, that's where the projection reel lies. That's the root. Mm-hmm. This is where it all has to come to the surface. It all has to come out of us because it makes us dense and heavy. And that heaviness and trauma doesn't allow us a light enough vibration to ascend out of this because there's an anchoring from that projection reel. It's the thing that's been going on in one's life, their entire life. This is why we're talking about clearing it all. It's all coming to the surface, whether we like it or not. We've been saying for, I don't know how many years, work on yourself, and working on ourselves to clear as much of that trauma and density and forgive ourselves for the things we don't even know. We don't even remember because there is a massive amount of manipulation of memory.
And if you do remember it, you can still forgive it.
That's a huge thing.
If you get it thrown up in your face, you can still forgive it.
And a lot of the remembering it can be uncomfortable because that can lead to remembering more things and more things. So much of all of the capacity of a being's energy, of consciousness, of memory, of many lifetimes. Do you think you always were the good guy?
No, I wasn't. I was bad.
So
multiple times.
So
I wasn't who I am now.
Exactly.
I fucked up so many times.
So what we have done or what we have been unconsciously aware of now, way back when, can be tied to our experience here with others that we bring into our space to judge us. Mm-hmm. That is that karmic spin to that karmic, contract, to the soul contract of learning the lessons to ascend. So this is why at this particular time,
this week especially,
all the shit's coming out of the woodwork.
The show today.
Everything's coming
out of the woodwork this week.
Nothing, no secret.
Underground is erupting.
No shame, no manipulation. Nothing is going to be able to stay underneath. It's all got to come to the surface, and it will destroy some people that have been living a lie. It'll destroy some people that don't want the truth to come out to whatever degree. If you want the truth to come out on a global scale, Allow the truth and secrets to come out from yourself. Forgive those on a global scale, and then stand in your sovereignty because you have no more karma.
Mm-hmm.
You're not saying, okay, I forgive you. Now keep doing what you're doing. No, I forgive you. The past is the past. It's done. If you do this now, this is brand new karma on you. Do not touch me. Do not invade my sovereignty. And if they do, that is destroying their own soul. That is reaping all of these coals, these fiery coals of karmic damnation on themselves.
What kind of karma did I have by being locked in a nail shop 2 days ago?
Well, there was a lot of lessons as far as like just observing.
I was going in to get my nails done peacefully.
You told
by
the girl,
myself.
look, I get it. I remember. I did the same thing you did.
I know, but I didn't steal from a fucking nail shop.
But you stole.
So?
It's not going to bring it exactly in a nail shop. So explain to them, just quickly, because we'll take some comments and stuff. How was your experience being locked down in a nail salon?
I hated it. I had so much fucking anxiety
forced.
Because
you want to relax?
Doors were locked.
I'm going to force you to relax. And then she couldn't relax.
I couldn't because the doors were locked. And then the owners texted me going, these girls are stealing stuff. I said, so that I, dumbass, get involved. I call the girls over.
I was so amazed. But then I wasn't. I was like, oh yeah, of course you got involved.
Trying to stall them, so he had time to call 911.
Lock the door. Lock the door.
And he locks the door. And then I'm like, oh, he's trying to get it so they don't run. So now I'm stalling. I'm having conversations.
You got one girl who's like, what do you mean? You said you were going to pay for us.
I know, but I was saying it to get them to walk over to me.
And then you say to the girl.
So they wouldn't run, and the poor guy couldn't call the police. But I didn't think he was going to lock us in.
Hey.
I felt like I was in a standoff at a bank.
What's going on here? And she's like, I don't know. My card's not working. You're like, you know what?
Yeah.
I was your age once.
I did. I said that. I stole.
And I stole.
I did.
And so.
I did. With my cousin.
know that that's a stolen card. And the girl was like.
Yeah. And I had nightmares for a month because my cousin was like, no, let's just do it. And I'm like, no, I can't. And she's like, how are you going to get the money for this? So
probably
she did the stealing. I was just the accomplice, but I remember how bad I felt.
So admitting that to a thief, which is pretty amazing.
I did. You
admitted it to the thief. Look, I used to steal. Even though she's going to go to jail.
But I used to be in the vicinity of someone who used to steal.
But even though she's going to go to jail and get arrested, you're this future representation of what she could become. This could be the biggest lesson in her life that she goes, wow, I really fucked up. I picked that up, apparently picked it up out of the parking lot and decided to use it.
That's very true, because I told her, I said, listen, I've been in a paddy wagon, the back of a paddy wagon. I told her how many times I was thrown in. Yes, I've been arrested multiple times for fist fighting. I was very aggressive as a young girl. You came near me on a dance floor, I would cold cock your fucking ass to get out of my space. I'm not proud of it. I was trained to fight at a very young age.
That's survival. I
was trained to fight. I was doing boxing and karate at a very young age. So, it was a survival thing,
We call it a preemptive strike.
I was bullied
Hit them
so
before
much
they
as
hit
a
you.
kid.
Yeah.
I was jumped, I was tortured, I was abused. I can tell you stories that make you cringe, but you end up becoming in survival mode to fight for yourself, because nobody's going to fight for you when you're being jumped by 10 people. And I have been jumped by 10 people.
And she thought she was going to get the praise of her friends because she went out to get them. Hey, girls, don't worry. Your nails are all on me.
And they're all like this with their fake nails.
4 other stores before then and decided, this is going to be the one I'm going to spend all the money on. That would be the first store because they already shut the card down. So you got an experience to show that girl you made a mistake. She was upset, obviously, because she's going to jail.
Well, and it's a felony.
If she steals a felonious amount,
true. Felony.
But even though there is a future for her, because you used to be like her, and she could get a glimpse into the future of, this is a respectable person that actually offered to stall them. How much do you owe? Maybe you can just put it on my card.
Well,
Brilliant.
They did ask me, which I was shocked. The girl was very scared and said, first of all, she admitted the whole thing to me.
Sure.
And she goes, how did you know? I said, I knew the minute I walked in. Yeah. I didn't have my feet in the bowl 5 minutes. And I looked at the girl doing my nails, who I've known for almost 6 years now. And I said, that girl she just stole from you. Just so you know, she has a stolen credit card. And I already knew. It's like, so I told the girl, I said, not only am I psychic, which I did. And she started laughing, but I was being serious. I said,
I used to be you.
I was here. I was in this exact position. I said, so the best thing you can do to free yourself right now is to apologize. Just start with that.
And didn't she leave something and then and try to get money and come back?
She did.
So she tried to fix
do the right thing because they were getting ready to run, which is why I got locked in a nail shop. I don't understand the language because they're like, you sit down 5 minutes, we lock the door, nobody go out.
That's it.
And I said, what do you mean nobody's going out? Nobody go out. No, she took money. She took stolen credit card. You're not leaving. And I was like, and I'm not even doing the accent right. I'm just telling you, that's all I heard. Everything else was in their language, so I couldn't understand what was going on. But I know for a minute I got scared.
Sure.
And then I came out of it and I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? And so then I had the conversation with all three of them.
And then she got to see, one of them was like, whatever. Yeah, the one that stole was like, I'm screwed.
Yes, because she had a court date for theft coming up. She's only 16, so she's going to juvie.
Then the one that was like, she was like, I'm 18. I'm going to get I didn't know it was, what do you mean it's stolen? Now I'm an accomplice. She was pissed. You got to see how these three different beings all interacted with the same thing. And then the girl's like, I found it in the parking lot. I knew it was stupid. I shouldn't have spent. It's like, well, that was dumb.
And then she looks at me and she's like, so what can I do? And then my heart melted as a mom because I have a daughter. And I said, listen, please just go say you're sorry and then find a way to heal it, whatever you have to do. And she did. She walked over and she left her purse. She goes, I'm going to go try to find my phone and try to figure out how to pay you. But by then, the police arrived. And you know what? It's a lesson learned.
But she'll never do that
again. They finally freed me from the nail shop. Talk about a lockdown. That was a real lockdown. They finally freed me about 35 minutes later.
But you got to have this experience that wouldn't have happened. It was like the past coming up to haunt you, and then you were the future voice to talk to the child and say, there's hope for you.
There is hope.
This is going to really suck because of your actions, but there is hope for you. There is forgiveness. There is a way to fix it later on. So whatever happens to her, I don't know if it'll be a felony, I don't know what, but she got to see into the future. Oh, you used to be just as bad as me.
Yeah.
Admitting that to a potential thief that could go on to say that, to have that honesty from someone who used to be a former thief is a huge impact in a young person's life.
I wasn't an actual thief, but I was with somebody who used to steal.
Steal, what do they say? You cheat once, you're a cheater. Yeah. If you steal once, you're a thief.
And I'm
just saying in that capacity that it happened one time. Got it.
But you know, I was young.
I think it was
as a kid.
A brilliant manufacturing.
I should tell you about the time that she put a duffel bag in my car and I didn't even know there was cocaine in it until I got to the location. That was real fun.
And then when you got to the location, you were thrilled, right?
I was thrilled because I was free from her. No.
Flying high, right?
No, I never did. I swear to God, that's one thing. Never did cocaine, ever. But apparently I transported it. And I found that out when I got to the location.
So as a former mule, right? You transported drugs.
I've done it all. I'm telling you.
Done it all.
And half the time I was dumb and stupid. I didn't even know that was happening. And you know, you question yourself. You're like, why are you putting that large duffel bag in my trunk? You're not even spending the night there. Like, seriously, It was fucked up.
It's my snowboard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't snowboard.
No, she told me she had a lot of clothes. She was staying overnight for the weekend. And I'm like, why is it? It was like, and I had a little car.
That's a lot. She's like,
just drive. And, you know, at
That's
the time there was no cell phones.
Yeah.
So, you know, looking out the window, looking over the shoulder. And at the time, just so you know, here's the the clinch, or what is it?
The clincher.
The kicker.
Mm-hmm.
I was the youngest court clerk working for the government.
Transporting cocaine.
I was a court clerk for the municipal district.
Right.
I was the youngest court clerk.
Forgive me for what I don't even know I did, right? Seriously.
Hey, I'm admitting it online.
But that's a good
but the truth is
example
I didn't know
of being a part of something, guilty of something that you didn't even know you were a part of. Mm-hmm. That's how past lives work.
Yeah. I was never into trying the drugs though. Like it just wasn't for me. I don't know. I knew I'd be completely fucked up, but
right.
Whatever.
Should we take some
there were other things I tried.
Comments? Should we interact with the group
let's interact with the group.
All right.
We're halfway through the show. I hope you enjoyed it.
Halfway through. We're almost done.
Oh, we're almost done. Holy crap. Time flies when you're having fun. Hello, Instagram. Hello, chat room. Hi, Debrina. Hi, Siani. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Claudette. Carol, Jessica, Sia. And then we'll have to scroll back up because I can't see that high. Hi, Mary Louisa. Morgan, LC. Everyone's in the chat. All right. So we'll take a few questions. Any questions about what's happening? Morgan says, I can't tell you how much I needed to hear this tonight. Thank you both. I swear your videos are like freaking therapy for me. Glad we can help out. I feel like sometimes when I yell at myself in the mirror, it's therapy for me because I have nobody else to yell at me but myself.
True.
You know.
So everyone, you're untethering from your government, not your country. You're re-establishing a relationship with your country free from your government. There's a difference. Very big difference. You don't have a problem with your country. You have a problem with your country's government.
No. Well, yes, but I want to add, I need to untether from my tyranny and the tyranny in the country.
From my tyrannical country. Also
means you can untether from the timeline of when you were actually in that country.
True.
And change the timeline.
True.
In your new timeline, you don't have that shit going down in your country. What did I say today? And I'm going to say it. I might be censored. I might not. In my timeline, Jiden is not my resident P. And in my timeline, I'm not in a debt-based system. Period.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I'm just not. I don't care if people say, oh, you're sticking your head in the sand. No, I'm not. I'm very much aware. Christy Marks, this is why I'm quitting teaching. Because you're standing in your sovereignty. No one should be forced. You know what I'm going to love?
Support.
I'm glad she brought this up because I have a lot of teachers that read with me right now. Tons. I have tons calling in every week. They want to know. And we've had some really interesting conversations. The teachers out there, props to you for saying no fucking more. You are already up against so much political shit to begin with, especially when you worked in the district schools. And then especially those who are working in private schools alongside some of the Jesuits and Catholics. I mean, I get it because, I've been, I'm a product of the Catholic school system. My children are a product of the Catholic school system. I've been my whole life. But kudos to these teachers who are standing up. And I guess I should say, wow, that you're just saying, fuck off no more. You were already in this energy space of all this political pulling and crap that you had to endure on a daily basis. And then they decided to put the nail on the coffin by forcing this bullshit. And you already know, and you're like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. I am done.
As if critical race theory wasn't division enough.
But wait, here's what I love about it. We have already talked about the collapsing of the indoctrination of schools. We've already talked about the collapsing of Big Pharma. We've talked about this multiple times, especially in some of the predictions. And look at what's happening.
And why are they collapsing?
Patriots, we're the ones collapsing it because we're saying no. I wish more people would see it like this. These nurses who are walking away going, F off. I was a professor at 2 universities teaching the nursing program. Kudos to those nurses who are standing up going, I am not doing any more illegal crime against humanity bullshit.
Isn't it funny?
And they're not doing it to themselves. They're not engaging.
How this establishment that demands dominion over the former heroes. Remember the heroes? Now you're not a hero if you don't go along with their agenda. Remember, you were a hero during the time of, oh, this horrible virus. And now it's like, if you don't do what we say, now forget your hero. You're not a hero. You're selfish. Anybody that's telling you you're selfish when they want you to do something, but you're not doing something to them, they're selfish.
Yeah. Yeah. So being in Maui, kudos to you. And I know how strict they are. We have a few clients out there in Hawaii, Australia, Canada. I mean, we have clients from
Hawaii,
all over.
As we've said in our predictions,
Yeah.
Hawaii and Australia are connected.
Yes.
Hawaii is the inception into the United States from Australia.
And they're hiding some massive stuff that's going to come out very soon. Shh, I didn't say that live. Next question. I've been in my own bubble, unaware of what is happening on the outside. So glad I cut ties with my corporate job. I'm truly soaring. Yes.
Did it just in
time,
too.
That's from JC, just in time. And those who have heard us talk about the endorsement of Black Oxygen Organics, JC is part of my team, as well as many other people in the chat room. We are coming together, helping wellness for the 5D conscious and helping humanity by getting their health back, by taking down, saying no to the big pharma push that has been in this indoctrination world for the last 250 years. People are standing up and saying no, and they're choosing their health and wellness in this 5D experience by taking ancient civilization tools to the 5D with them.
And like we were saying in this whole thing with sovereignty,
to you, JC.
Every single person that realizes that they have the power and stands up, they become united with all the other ones that hold the light of their own sovereignty. And guess what? The establishment or anyone that puts a hat on their head and says, because I wear this hat, I have dominion over you, realizes that, I can't arrest you all. Okay, what do you need? Every company, and we've said this before, that goes along with forced anything is going to go bankrupt.
Yep.
And all that will be left is sovereign businesses, right? The Nova Earth businesses that say, I respect the sacredness of your sovereignty more than anything else.
We're in a Nova Earth business now with Black Oxygen Organics.
True.
They are a Nova Earth business. If you look at the history and the structure of that company, we are so proud to be brand partners with them because they have a whole spiritual component and they are using ancient soil, ancient civilization tools for health and healing. Yep.
Look at this.
What's up? Yay! Siani Reese says, McAfee did a big drop today. We are not going down that rabbit hole, but thanks for sharing. We love it. All right, what else we got? Debrina's giving, she's telling how to give, how she got down. Look at from
in
the
14 days, she's
Good
lost
for you,
1
Debrina.
inch on her upper arms, 2 inches on her waist,
Using
1
Black
1/2
Oxygen.
off the belly.
Wow, that's massive.
And so that's something that we've been talking
Good.
about with the Black Oxygen Organics, with the fulvic acid, the purest
Marcia
fulvic
says it
acid
too.
you can find. When people are losing weight, they're not losing weight, they're losing body fat because their body's metabolism is being restored to its original vitality. So when people lose weight, you can see people like, I lost 10 pounds.
More importantly,
can't tell.
they're removing heavy metal toxicity.
But that's what's increasing.
Which is being stored as weight gain.
And that is what actually disrupts the electron transport chain, destroys the metabolism because heavy metals bind and they kick all your good metals out of the way and bind to those enzymatic processes. So then nothing gets removed and everything actually gets shut down. That's why the accumulation of body fat happens.
I'm so glad you shared that with us. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. She's doing face and boob masking. I love it.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, I wish we could take more questions, but we're almost to the end. Maybe a couple more. Anyone
Maybe
else
a
have
couple
a couple questions?
2 more minutes.
Hi, Erica. How are you? You say hi to us. I said hi to you. Hi, Sin. You're in here too. All right.
They are still doing the pre-sale.
Pre-sale is up until the 30th, which is tomorrow, 30% off on the Black Oxygen Organics. All right. My mouth is doing things I'm trying to ignore while I keep going with the Black Oxygen. Yeah, well, let me say this. The mouth does do a lot of change because the mouth is the number one place for heavy metal storage.
Coming out of the gums,
It's
especially.
coming out of everywhere.
Out of the teeth, especially if you have amalgam fillings.
Mm-hmm. And the toxins in your body might spew those shards at people.
Right. Or on
almost like
on the tongue, yeah.
So, all right. Can you take Black Oxygen while on heart medication?
Can you say that over the air?
You're supposed to consult with your doctor.
Primary care physician.
But I can share this. People who have been on heart medication, who have been on Black Oxygen Organics for several months, have reduced their heart medication to the point where some people have actually gone off of it in the last 5 to 6 months. That's what I will say. Consult. Blinking. Blinking. Use your own discernment. All right. As soon as you get that Black Oxygen, Siani, I'm telling you, it'll be very quick and fast. It should be arriving in the next couple of weeks. They were on back order.
That's why they have a pre-sale. Because of customs.
Yeah. Before we end this, I'll just tell you, in the predictions, we talked about watching the waters. Just so you're aware, there's 60 ships surrounding the ocean over on the West Coast. Gonna leave that there. Gonna leave it there, not going down the rabbit hole.
I think on one of the predictions it said something like, you're completely surrounded.
Completely surrounded.
They are completely surrounded.
And then the predictions we said within 5 days, and today or yesterday was day 5.
Day 5.
So anyway, love our council, Galactic Council. All right. Love it. So with that said, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Instagram. You want to start playing the music so I can end it?
Sure.
All right. We thank you for being in the chat room. We're going to begin ending the show. Thank you for joining us. We love you all. Central Standard Time.
Oops.